Now, welcome back, Weekend Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of Weekend Dojo. Another
Hi.
episode of Sunday Night Stream.
Yes. Tonight we are talking about a science fiction classic that is not very
Sadly
remembered.
swept under the rug.
Yeah, it's not quite remembered by most. It is called The Last Starfighter.
Unfortunately, it didn't have as big a franchise as it could have.
I think that was intentional, though. It was meant to be a one-hit wonder.
So roughly to go over the concept of the story, this kid lives and works at a trailer park. Is essentially their handyman.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get a lot of time to go out, hang out with his friends. He feels kind of stuck there. The only form of entertainment they've got at this trailer park is by the front office, an arcade cabinet by the name of The Last Starfighter.
Well, it's called Starfighter.
Well, yeah, Starfighter.
Yeah.
He's frustrated. He has to miss out on going to hang out with his friends, so he just plays the game all night, and he busts the record. Shortly thereafter, he's paid a visit by a mysterious man in a suit who calls himself Centauri. Centauri then whisks him away up to a space station where he is given his suit and his equipment and told that he might be the last chance for the space armada to fight against the evil approaching armies.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, at first he refuses, and so he has to go back down and meet his replacement clone so that no one would suspect he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that the next time your friends start acting differently, folks. Ultimately, he does decide that he wants to do it, goes back up, and is equipped with a ship, the most badass fighter in science fiction, I believe, the Gunstar.
Yes. Do you have a model of the Gunstar to show an image of what it looks like?
Dude, I wish.
Well, let me do a quick sketch while we're talking. I hope you don't mind.
Yep. So, I'll go right ahead. So anyway, long story short, big space battle. So, let's talk about the characters real quick.
Alex Rogan is the...
Alex Rogan, generic main character of the 80s, unfortunately.
That is so true.
He's our typical, man, I want to go hang out with my friends character. He's
Wasn't
Luke
he
Skywalker,
like a Marty McFly? He struck me like a Marty McFly.
Marty McFly, Luke
Luke
Skywalker, they
Skywalker.
pretty much have the same character archetype.
Uh-huh. Here's a basic sketch of the Gunstar.
That's a pretty good rough example of it.
Yeah. And I had like
So hold it up and
on the
speak so
side
that
and
people
shot
can see you.
missiles. Huh?
Just guide us around it for a bit.
Oh, okay. Here, there. It's a basic sketch of the Gunstar. All right.
So, I love the Gunstar. It's my favorite looking battleship of any science fiction season from that period, the 70s and 80s. Actually, this is probably more of a 70s flick.
It was 80s.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah, because they used CG.
Hold on a second. I have the case. I can tell you what year. 1984. So that was only 2 years after Tron.
That makes sense. The character had like a generic younger brother who liked to sneak into his room and look at his Playboys.
Yeah, that was a running joke.
Yeah. Where the hell is June?
And then it was, oh yeah, another thing. The guy who plays, or Lance Guest, who plays Alex, often gets confused for the actor who played young Christopher Reeves in Superman.
I can see how they could make that mistake.
Mm-hmm. In his high school years or whatever. I fell for it for the longest time too. I thought, hey, that's the guy from Superman.
Yep. Actually, my first experience with this movie, my grandmother taped it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The first half of the tape was that movie Witches.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember
and
that.
The second half was The Last Starfighter. I think
Mm-hmm.
she taped them off of HBO or something.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, those are the days back when HBO showed stuff originals. Like, wait, does HBO still show originals?
I don't know.
Because I remember they had, like, Spawn and all that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a great movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I highly recommend it, if only just to watch Centauri.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's
You're gonna be
enigmatic.
Big.
Yeah, they go through this whole jargon about how he looked for a starfighter before by using a sword and a stone.
That was a good reference.
Yep, and instead decided a battle simulator would be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Probably is.
It is.
I feel like it. Now, actually, Apollo Z Hack. He actually started his own channel, Apollo Z Hack, for the character Apollo Z Hack.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Go check that out. It's awesome. He does a review of the whole thing, and I have to agree with him that it knows like Star Wars, but it tries to be different, just different enough to keep you entertained. And that's what a lot of movies these days don't do.
Right.
Is they're all trying to be like the big fantasy or science fiction series.
And what's great about this movie is, I'll use Apollo Z Hack's review as an example. He had nothing bad to say about it.
Which is an accomplishment.
Uh-huh. Because when you think about his reviews, most of the movie's reviews, there's at least one bad thing about them.
Oh yeah, he tears into them.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that Lost Starfighter has nothing to complain about it, that makes you wanna that ranks this as a golden gem. I mean, there's a reason why the creator refuses to let go of the copyrights and let them reboot it.
Absolutely.
And I actually agree. This should be an untouchable gem from the 80s.
Absolutely. We're not getting any. Pardon my French. I'm going to have to curse here. Any of you who are under the age where cursing is acceptable, get your parents to cover your ears. No fucking remasters, okay?
What about
None.
a sequel?
No sequels either.
Exactly.
Leave it lie.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be. Don't Jar Jar the damn thing.
Will you tolerate fan fiction?
Fan fiction is okay.
Okay. Do you want to get into characters now?
Yeah, like I said. Yeah, like I said, Alex was the typical, 80s pro tag. His younger brother is the typical 80s younger brother. Centauri is the magical, mysterious man who appears and disappears at whim and goes on and on about random stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, Greg.
I think you. Oh, why don't you take Grig, because he's
Greg
one of my favorites.
Is the very optimistic, happy-hearted side partner, very like jumps into battle type person. Has that he has that sort of Santa Claus type personality. You know what I mean? The very approachable, jolly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the best I can compare it to.
He's just happy to be there. Oh, the enemy leader. I forget his name.
Oh, hold on a second. I can look up the quote real quick. because it's in the quote. His name is in the main quote. Greetings, Starfighter. Images. Okay. Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against... Oh, it's covered up. Against Xur and the Kodan Armada. It's Xur. That's his name. Xur.
Ah.
Xur.
So
Xur is
Xur.
Was the cool was Kylo Ren before Kylo Ren was cool.
As Apology Hack put it, and I agree with him. I loved how he would punctuate every sentence like he's throwing a temper tantrum by engaging the blade in his scepter.
That scepter is cool, though.
It's cool, but let's take a look for a minute at the way the blade extends.
Mm-hmm.
The elaboracy of the scepter, and think about how practical that blade would be.
Yeah, that'd fall apart easily.
Yeah, it's just an intimidation tool.
Yeah. Now, did you notice the Kodan Armada aliens, the Kodans? They look very familiar. Like I've seen them in other movies before. Like
They remind.
Some of the armor may have been reused in like Star Trek or something.
Maybe. Honestly, they reminded me mostly of the Suntarans from Doctor Who.
Oh, I need to watch Doctor Who because I'm not familiar with the Centaurs.
Centaurans.
Okay.
I did like the fact that, there's this one guy, he would constantly punctuate his ship by having his scouter fold in and out, and it's a scouter.
Mm-hmm. It is a scouter, yeah.
For what purpose, I don't know. I don't know what it's called in real life, but it's a scouter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. This thing?
That's a Suntaran, yeah.
Okay, I get it. All right, would you like to continue?
Yes, because I'm butchering this song. Anyway, so the Suntaran, the Kodan Armada really didn't have much character to it. All we had was Xur.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the idea of there being this giant barrier that they couldn't get through that was actually gradually weakening.
See that again? I was pulling up the dojo video. So it's super Johnny comments.
I liked the idea that there was this large barrier that was doomed to fail from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Because it takes into account
that big thing that they had to get through, right? That big security system.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the reason that I like that concept is because it really puts in perspective how pointless it is to put a barrier up in space with literally infinite directions to move.
Mm-hmm.
So it was going to fail.
Yeah.
I really wish I could be in a Gunstar.
I wish too. Wait, perhaps if you get lucky enough to go to a science fiction convention, you can just pray to hope they have a model there that you can get
I would love that. I'm actually going to hunt that up after this stream.
What, the Gunstar?
Yeah, I'm going to look up a Gunstar model kit.
Okay. Do a El Chizzer reviews on that if you can manage to find one.
I might, but the thing is, given that time period, I would probably have to use glue and paint, which means I wouldn't want to review it because there's a level of personal preference there that changes how it looks in the model versus how it's supposed to look.
That's why I recommend getting a model, like a model that you don't put together. Yeah, figure. Oh,
I wanted to do a model kit.
Okay.
I want to get like a big ass model kit that I can hang from my light.
Now, is there anything you did not like about this movie? Since I can't name anything personally.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I can't find anything I disliked.
And so we are Apology Hacks pretty much confirmation that this movie is without flaw.
There's some flaws for sure, but only because it doesn't like certain aspects age less well than others.
Okay.
But overall, I would have to say like the CG effect gave it a video game vibe, which
Yeah.
the whole point is you get inspired from a video game. It didn't age as well for me.
So would you have preferred them to use practical effects like Star Wars did?
I would have preferred them to use practical effects, I think.
I'd like to see what that looks like, and that actually makes me want someone who's mastered at practical effects to actually recreate that with models now. I can't do it. I don't have the budget, but
yeah,
I want someone to do this now.
If anyone's willing to take up the challenge, let us know.
Uh-huh. We will gladly shout you out if you do.
So, I loved Last Starfighter.
Same. It's actually my favorite movie on this list. The easiest way you can get this movie, if you plan on finding it, at least if you're looking for it on a DVD hunt, get the four feature film pack. It comes with Flash Gordon, Last Starfighter.
You'll probably find it on any 4 feature film pack out there, any multi-film DVD out there.
Mm-hmm. Look for the 4
because it's one of those that it goes. Yeah, definitely. I would highly recommend finding those because it's a great bargain. You get a bunch of old obscure movies that a lot of people don't remember or haven't watched, and it's a great bargain.
Mm-hmm. Do you have this movie set?
I do not have that set, but I'll guarantee you my favorite music store probably does.
So I will. Universal 4 feature film set. It comes with Flash Gordon, Last Starfighter, Battlestar Galactica, and Dune.
Oh, by the way, don't watch Dune, people. It's confusing from top to bottom.
I've not watched it yet.
From top to bottom.
Okay. I'll be the judge of that later when I'm motivated to watch it.
It's adapted from a book. Remember that.
Okay. I'm too lazy to read the book. The book is this thick. I'm surprised I'm reading it.
It's confusing.
Okay. Anything else you got? All right. Let's go back to Starfighter.
Absolutely. I do like that, they didn't pick a gimmick for the movie. Like Star Wars had the lightsabers.
Right.
And Star Trek had their beam me ups.
Yeah.
There's none of that. None of that.
Just some good old fashioned sci-fi Starfighter shoot 'em up.
It almost makes me wish that I had some of the old video games because I know there were some Last Starfighter video games.
There were? I know there was stuff like Wing Commander. I knew that was a thing.
I'm fairly certain there was a Last Starfighter shmup on the NES.
There might have been. Let me check. All right. The Last Starfighter video game. Images. Huh, it is real. And it's an actual arcade machine.
Oh, sweet.
With the same effects and everything.
I'm going to join the Starfleet. Can't see. Talk for me.
Can you see it?
I see it. Very, very foggy, though.
Yeah. but it's an actual arcade system, and it has some good. It has the same effects as the game did in the movie.
Well, that makes sense.
Let me check the NES version and see what the graphics look like. You said it was NES, right? Like
Because that was like
NES.
one of the consoles that was out in the 1980s.
So it's probably NES. Actually, it's very simplistic. Very simplistic graphics.
Yeah, but that's just the NES for you.
That's true. I'd say if you want to get a good gaming experience, I'd recommend the arcade machine.
If you can find it.
Yeah, if you can find it.
There are arcade museums you can go to where you just pay an admission fee and then you can play all the games for as long as you like. There.
Where is this?
There's one in California. I believe there's one in New York.
I'm going to California. Actually, I'm going to New York then, because that's closer. I really want to go to an arcade museum.
The last bastion of arcade potatoes.
Have you been to this place?
No, man. I wish I could. I really wish I could.
If we run out of topic, or if we run out of talk time for this movie, we should go and merge into arcades. Just because.
Actually, that'd be a good point right about now, so we can fill at least another half hour.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about arcades before, but I don't think we've really talked about some of our greatest experiences. Maybe we have, but pole position's a good one. Personally, I am a fan of Pac-Man.
Oh yes, that's another good one.
Now, a lot of people say they suck at Pac-Man, but I think the problem is it's not their skill level; it's how they're holding the joystick.
Explain. I'm curious your theory about the joystick holding theory.
Okay, when you're holding imagine you're holding a joystick. Show me how you would hold it.
Like this?
Okay, you're wasting way too much energy that way.
How? Explain.
You're by holding it like this, it's like a shift stick. So you're using your pectoral, your bicep, your tricep, and your wrist all together to move that thing. If you hold it like a wine glass, it's all just the wrist and you're conserving energy.
That's smart.
You can make smaller, more precise movements.
I'll have to practice. I'll have to get a gamepad and practice this.
Yep. Plus, you won't wear down the micro switches as fast.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stress, those are good, solid things that'll last forever if you don't abuse them. Okay.
Now, question: do you play any of the TV games, arcades that have the joysticks on them for practice? Would you recommend doing that?
Those don't really have micro switches. They've got an artificial click in there, but those are contact joysticks.
Mm-hmm.
The only way, it's good for remembering, how to control, but really, if you're going to use the wine glass technique, you need something heavy.
Okay. Because I have a Power Rangers arcade game for the TV that I can practice with.
You want something that's got the thin column and then the knob at the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, it's not a shift stick. You're not changing gears. Right. It doesn't require a lot of energy. You just need to swirl the wine around. Swirl your brandy, young master.
Stop. You're making me think of something else. Just stop. They reminded me of a really bad scene from Inspector Gadget.
So, yeah.
Right?
It's all about conserving energy. Yeah, I don't think so.
Now grab the mouse!
I have not watched the movie in ages, and I haven't watched the cartoon in ages. So
it's a funnier experience when you're an adult watching that movie.
Probably. So yeah, it's a lot in just how you hold the joystick. It's not so much your skill level, because your brain might be trying to react, but because you're using so much muscle, it's taking longer, and you're tiring yourself out.
Okay.
Another thing to consider is just that the technique that is involved in Pac-Man changes from game to game. The like obviously always use the wine glass maneuver, but the experience with basic ass Pac-Man is not going to be the same as Miss Pac-Man or Junior Pac-Man.
What is the
Keeping in mind that
difference
Junior
with Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man, other than the color?
Well, Miss Pac-Man has a more complex maze, which I also believe changes from level to level.
It does, yes. It does.
And Junior Pac-Man actually stretches across several screens.
Oh, yeah. And then there was 3D Pac-Man, which had that Lego maze.
Yep. Now, the thing about Junior Pac-Man is, when you're playing Pac-Man Jr., he is much faster than either of his parents.
Okay.
So it's much more fast-paced. Super Pac-Man is the one that a lot of people don't like, but it is a good game.
Which one is Super Pac-Man?
The one where you can eat keys.
Hold on.
It doesn't make sense, I know, but
I need to look this up. I don't remember Super Pac-Man.
While we're talking about Pac-Man, this is a little something I got at Comic-Con. It's a coaster that glows in the dark.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
There were ghosts, too, but I only got the one.
Okay. Images, Super Pac-Man. Oh, okay. This looks interesting. Complicated too.
It's less complicated than you think.
Huh?
It's less complicated than you think.
Okay. If you say so. Let's see, Pac-Man Jr.
Or Junior Pac-Man.
Huh. This actually looks pretty cool.
Yep. Now, Pac-Pal or Pac-Man and Pal is a weird game to play.
Let's see. Pac-Man and Pal. Oh, wow. That is weird.
Now, the reason it's weird is
looks
because...
like an interstate.
Well, you control the Pac-Man on the right, but then the Pac-Man on the left mirrors his movements, and you need to try to get them both to eat all the pellets.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I typed in Pac-Man Pal, and all I got was like the Google Maps Pac-Man game.
Oh, not that one. No. Pac-Pal would be it then.
Okay. Pac-Pal. Pac-Pal. How's it spelled?
P-A-C.
Oh, I found it. Pac and Pal. Oh, that is weird. What's with these portals? Look at things.
Yeah, it's complex. Sometimes your little buddy is there, sometimes he's not.
Huh. Pac-Man had a lot of different spin-offs. Do you remember the name of the 3D one? And like the music that played was like da 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 da.
Pac-Mania.
Okay, Pac-Mania. That's what it was. I loved Pac-Mania. I was addicted to Pac-Mania.
Pac-Mania is pretty cool. A little confusing.
Pac-Mania. Yes, I love Pac-Mania is my favorite. The 3D Pac-Man. My favorite level was the Lego Bricks level.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Pac-Man Tournament Edition because it's fast-paced and it helps build your skills.
Mm-hmm. Tournament Edition?
Yeah, Pac-Man Tournament Edition Deluxe, or DX.
Pac-Man Tournament Edition. Oh, wow. Championship Edition?
That would be it. Sorry, Championship Edition.
When did this come out?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow. This looks cool.
It's fun.
I'd play this.
I used to play with a gamepad, although I'd recommend trying to find a joystick for it.
What is it for?
For obvious reasons. PC.
Ooh, so it's Is it free to get, or how much is it?
For me, it costs like $30.
Oh, that's not bad. So it's like do you install it or you can buy it offline?
You install it from Steam.
Oh, okay. I need to get a Steam account then, because this looks addicting. I'd play this.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of different maps, game modes, skins.
Have you played any of the apps, the Namco arcade apps, like the Pac-Man?
They always overheat my phone.
They overheat.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I've got a shitty ass phone, so.
I recommend, if you do get a better phone and you want to try out some apps, I do recommend the Pac-Man game by Crossy Road, the creators of Crossy Road. It's like you're going through the map, but as you're going forward, the behind you is erasing in code. So you're forced to go forward while avoiding the ghosts, while the maze is erasing in code, pretty much. And then the other one is Galaga 3D, which will lead us into another classic arcade game, Galaga.
Yes, I love shmups. Galaga being one of them.
What is your best experience with playing Galaga?
Well, firstly and foremost, I want to let everyone know that Galaga is a sequel
to Galaxian, right?
Exactly. It's a great game. As long as you can get past the frustration of you've only got 3 ships and they can be taken away from you.
I hate that so much. I get 3 ships, and then the mega ship, or the mega ship. Then which is the 2 ships, the 3 ships, and the mega ship, right?
No, yeah, you get 2 ships, you get 3 ships, counting the one on the screen, and then if you manage to get one of your ships back from the Galaxians, it becomes a double ship, or a double ship or a mega ship.
Yeah. And then it's like I always get the mega ship, and then I get all hope just for it to fastly be taken away from me by one of the insects. Because you take up more space with the mega ship, and it's easier for them to shoot at you.
Yep, and you don't get a shield like you do in Space Invaders.
No. Now, do you have any strategies you use while you're playing Galaga?
Well, firstly, you have a very slow rate of fire, so it's a lot of bob and weave. But the Galaxians are very slow. So all you really have to do is just fire and move, and then come back and fire again.
Okay. Now here's one thing. In Galaxian, have you ever noticed that the main ship in there looks like the Enterprise?
A little bit.
What does it actually look like? What does it intend to look like? I think
it's meant to look like a flying saucer.
Oh, okay. With 2 back engines or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
So,
other Namco games. Pole Position. Let's get into that. Because I can never beat Pole Position. And I could use your help.
I can't help you.
Can I at least describe my frustration?
Please do.
Okay. Playing Pole Position, the trick is beating the first trick is beating the qualification. And if you manage to qualify, you still have a time limit. What's that?
This is Sprint Racer. A much better game.
I believe it. But if you somehow manage to to qualify, you still have another time limit, and you have to have racers in a way to get past. And once I get to that point, I can't beat it. I can qualify. It's a struggle to qualify, but still.
Yeah. I would say don't play.
You don't like Pole Position, do you?
I don't like Pole Position. I prefer games like Sprint Racer, Rally X is a good one.
Rally
It's not a
X.
race. Well,
Rally
Rally
X.
X isn't a racing game. Rally X is not a racing game. It's a car battle game.
That name sounds familiar though.
Think
Oh yes, I
Pac-Man with
remember
cars,
Rally
and you're
X.
not far off.
I've
It's
seen
a lot
this
like
game.
Pac-Man with cars.
Yeah, I've seen this game. I've played this before. What's the name of your game you're holding?
Super Sprint.
Super Sprint.
For the NES,
Yep.
It has two versions, the gray cartridge and then the Tengen black cartridge.
Oh, that's cool. I like the cover. That cover is beautiful. Save image. I'm saving that. I like Formula One games.
Well, we might do something about the history of Tengen black cartridges in the future. I'm not sure.
We should. You know more about it, but I'd like to hear your pitch on it. You want to stir away from Namco and talk about more classic arcades?
Why don't we talk a little bit about home consoles?
All right, home consoles. Like the Atari, NES.
Why don't we talk about something that everyone knows about? Let's talk about the NES.
Yes, the NES. What game do you want to start with first?
Well, everyone's covered Super Mario. Everyone's covered Duck Hunt. I want to talk about Iron Sword.
Ooh, Iron Sword. Iron Sword, NES. Ooh, this looks cool.
It's a platforming combat RPG.
You play as a knight, it looks like.
Yep, you have to collect treasures in order to free the kingdom. It's wicked hard. It's aggravating. For some reason, the wind is after you.
So apparently Hulk Hogan was on the front of one of these games. Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2.
That's one version, yeah. That is the version I have.
Is it good?
It's a bad game. It's frustrating, I guess, would be the way to put it. Wizards and Warriors by itself is much better.
So adding Hulk Hogan to it does not add anything. You just get to play as Hulk Hogan.
Yep. It's a frustrating game.
I believe it. Ooh, everyone here has played this game, but not many. I don't feel enough people discuss it. Frogger.
Oh, I love Frogger.
What's your favorite version of Frogger, though?
Frogger 3D.
For the PSX, right?
For the PSX or for the computer.
Mm-hmm.
For the PC. I love that game.
Frogger 2.
Frogger 2 is good as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love Frogger, man.
What is your best experience playing Frogger? Mess up and success.
My best experience playing Frogger would actually be beating Frogger 3D.
How'd you do it?
Just one long sit through at age 12.
Huh.
Sitting down and just
How long were
bug
you doing
eyes.
it?
I think it was all day.
Damn.
And it was just a lot of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest mess up is okay, you know the machine level where you're floating over the lava on these weird giveaway blocks?
Yes, I do.
Like they just. As a kid, I could barely get my timing right.
I played one of the Frogger Adventure for PS2, and
So that's what I played. Frogger Adventure
for the PS2.
Might have been PS2. It was a Frogger became three-dimensional.
Yeah, I love that one. But do you remember that level where it was like jungle based and you had all these like things that would come out to you if you did not were not paying attention?
Yeah.
Where you were going. Yeah, that level.
Oh yeah, it's very time sensitive too.
Hmm. Yeah, I was addicted to that game. Another. I'm trying to think of what else in that. Ooh, Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball.
I never played Super Monkey Ball.
All right, let me pitch it to you. Do you? So, have you seen gameplay of it at least?
I have seen some gameplay of it.
So the basic premise of Monkey Ball is you're a monkey inside of this like hamster ball type thing, and you're supposed to make it through these mazes. Each maze getting more complicated and complex as you progress. I played it a lot for like the Wii because I had one for the Wii that came with a free with a Wii remote.
Is it like that game where you have to send a marble down a maze by tilting the field back and forth?
Yes, it is like that. It is definitely like that, except you have characters. And you have mini games on the side, ones that involve like just that. Some of them are like you have to make it onto this target from a cannon launcher. One is snowboarding and various other mini game based things, kind of like what you'd see in Mario Party, but without the game board setting. Those are just side games you could play if you didn't want to play the main campaign. But yeah,
Seems.
if you have a Nintendo, you have a Wii, right?
I have a Wii.
All right, cool. If you ever come across Super Monkey Ball at like a GameStop or something, I definitely recommend picking it up.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Awesome.
I have certain expenses I do need to take care of first. You know, obviously this month's rent.
If you want,
I want to get a new practice amp as well.
okay. If you are looking for a game like for say, if you want looking for a cheaper version that's good still, try getting the one for the DS. That one's also a really good play. I still play that one occasionally because I don't know what happened to my Wii controllers.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So if you want to get cheap and good, go for the DS version of Monkey Ball.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you at least played Super Monkey Ball on the little McDonald's controller games?
I have.
Okay, good. Then you have some experience with playing Monkey Ball. Because technically those are official Nintendo products still.
Interesting.
Because they were licensed by Nintendo and sold as Happy Meal toys.
Ah, youth.
Yes.
Remember the little one-button ones?
Oh, yes! Is it you like the sports one or like you just had a joypad?
No, like there was one with the Sonic line of LCD games.
Yes.
Where there was like one where you played as Shadow and he was just grinding down a rail and you just had to jump the rails.
I had that one. I had that exact one.
And then one where you're running Sonic and he's auto running and you just have to jump over stairs and obstacles.
1 second. Sonic LCD games. Oh my god, this is a throwback. Oh, yes! Sonic LCD Shadow. Let me look it up. Sonic LCD Shadow. Yep, I remember that one. There were a few different versions of it, weren't there?
I believe
like
so.
The game, but it had different cases. Like one was like this. I had the one that was red and black.
That's the one that you're showing me is the one I had.
Okay, it might have been this one, but I thought I remembered it having a different design. Huh. Because I think this came out when Sonic Heroes came out, didn't it? Wasn't this one that was promotion for? Was the Sonic Heroes?
I believe so.
That's what we'll lead into next. Sonic Heroes. Probably
We've only got a few minutes.
Huh?
We've only got like a few minutes.
Okay. Well, our last game for the night was Sonic Heroes. Probably one of the best games you'll ever play on the PlayStation 2. Have you played it, right? Have you beaten it?
I have played it, and I have beaten it on a couple. Not 100% it, so I didn't unlock
Who's your
the super.
team?
My main team had to be
Yeah.
Team Dark.
Okay, so Shadow, Rose, and
Rouge.
the robot. Who?
And Shadow, Rouge, and E123 Omega.
Okay. I always played as either Team Dark or Team Sonic. My sister always played as Ross.
Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
I was a big fan of the Casino Park level.
Oh yes. My favorite was one of my favorites has to be the first level in the Casino Park, but my favorite is the first level.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Seaside Temple.
Yeah. Mhm. I like the scenery of it and all the obstacles and stuff you went over.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it was your typical Sonic game. Everything was kind of automatic, but visually, it was very nice.
If you do get a new iPhone, play Sonic Dash. It has that Sonic Heroes feel to it.
Maybe I will.
If you're looking for like a modern Sonic Heroes that's easy to access and free to play, Sonic Dash is the way to go. I'm gonna re-download it tonight actually, since we're talking about Sonic Heroes, and now I want to play Sonic Heroes, but my Sonic Heroes disc is broken.
Same here.
Sad.
Yeah. Sonic Heroes. Ah, man, that opening though, it brings me back.
Well, I think that about ends it for tonight's stream.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be it for tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like this stream and comment on it. It's going to be a video later. Remember that you can still comment on that. Remember to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And if you go to the channel's main page, you'll find all of our personal channels in the featured channels list on the sidebar. Once again, we appreciate you sticking around with us. I noticed we got a quick bump up in viewership, and we love that. And as always, we'll see you next weekend.
Yeah. Stay more phenomenal, everybody.
See you later, Weekend Warriors.